We're right at the top of the hill and we're by Hampstead Station. Yes, our visit today, we go round Hampstead Village and go to see what that's got to offer in, believe it or not, the most expensive borough in London and the country, which has got more millionaires within it than any other part within the UK. So welcome to Hampstead. Now the reason I said it like that is I've gone back to my old Anglo-Saxon roots, because the name Hampstead comes from the words ham and steed, which means and is a mixture of the modern English homestead. Isn't that lovely? Hampstead really does date back in history, and the early records of Hampstead can be found in a grant by King Ethelred the Unready to the monastery of St Peter at Westminster, and that was back in AD 986. Hampstead is even referred to in the Domesday Book of 1086 as being in the Middlesex hundred of Ulverstone. There you go. Now the growth of Hampstead basically traced back to the 17th century, and there was a well that was based here, and they started advertising the medicinal qualities of the clay-bait waters, which is basically water impregnated with iron, in 1700. Now, although the Hampstead wells were initially were quite successful and fashionable, its popularity declined in the 1800s due to competition with other fashionable London spas. See, there was a spa war then. Now what we really want to show you in this video is get off the main high street, come down places like this. This is Flask Walk, and Flask Walk, as you can see, has got a number of little independent shops, and also it's pedestrian only, so it makes it a lovely little place. And then once you get through to the other side, you've got some of these beautiful houses here in Hampstead. Yes, you've got wisteria around as well, although that might be fake plastic wisteria, it's had a good dust, and also cobbled streets galore as well. So it's worth getting off the beaten track and then come down some of these side alleys. So Hampstead High Street itself, as you saw earlier, has got lots and lots of trees around it, so it's a lovely sort of green environment to come down. But if you've got a really sweet tooth, you certainly want to head here for ice cream and chocolates as well. And here we go, up another side street here, and this will take us to another main road in Hampstead. But once again, using these side streets, you really do get away from it very, very quickly. And you get away from the busy main road very, very quickly into little places like this, sort of a getaway with benches so you can sit underneath this massive old tree. I hate to think how many years old this is. So this is the Pentameters Theatre, or the back of it, and the reason you've got that staircase is because it's actually situated above the Three Horseshoes public house. Yes, it's above a pub here, and it's a fringe theatre, and it's got 60 seats, so it's quite a small one. Now this is Church Row, and most of the houses down here are actually listed on the National Heritage List of England. Basically they can't be changed that much, and this street has actually been described as the showpiece of Hampstead, and it's almost completely preserved in its early 18th century elegance. For our global property watchers, the guide prices of houses around this area are about £4.5 million. That's for 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms and 3 lounges. Wow, you need a lot of people for that. Also, if you're looking at this and think you recognise some of these buildings, you may well do. It's been used a lot in different films and TV programmes filmed here in the UK. Excellent. Right, so this is a very desirable street to live in over in Hampstead. Right, let's continue our climb up Hampstead Hill, and we're heading towards Hampstead Heath. Hey, we've got a different video on that. I'll talk to you about that a little bit later. But as we do, you'll find, once again, getting off the main road, you've got little alleyways which are well worth an investigation. And look at these little mews houses down here. Fantastic. Hampstead as an area is really quite big, and actually the main road goes down as far as sort of Belsize Park and almost to Camden. But then as you climb up these steps, have a look at this. This is the beautiful Holly Bush pub, which you may well have seen if you follow other people and myself on social media. Everyone posts this, and why? Because of its beautiful surroundings with the very, very narrow road and also the beautiful housing around it. Also, to keep everyone happy, I've got it on my long list of pubs that I've got to go in, have a drink and also have some food, just so I can bring you what the inside decor is like. But also, once again, just look how different this part of Hampstead is when you get away from the high streets and how sort of thin and narrow the roads are. Here we're on Hollybush Hill and we're almost at the tallest point of London, which is right at the top. There's a pond on the top of Hampstead Heath, but we featured that in other videos. And then you can't believe that this is actually central London. Yes, we're no more than 3 miles away from central London's West End, and you've got beautiful roads like this, which is Hampstead Grove. And I haven't even bothered to look at the prices of houses down here, because 1, there isn't many, and 2, how amazing do they look with those roses on the front. Without a doubt, if you've got time in your schedule, Hampstead is definitely one of those places just to come and have a walk around, but do take into account that the hills are quite steep, so just do bear that in mind for accessibility. Now, I've left a video up in the top right hand corner of our visit to Hampstead Heath, so come and investigate Hampstead further with me by clicking in that. See you in there.